Hello, Nia. Hello, Kenton. It's Bob again. It's day 206 since you guys were ripped from our lives. Grandma, Uncle Gabe, Auntie Ducky, Auntie Roro, and Lilo, we all miss you terribly. Today, Papa's going to read you a very special book. It's a little book, but it's a special one because it's called Little Miss Bossy. Now, Nia, if you remember, hopefully you do, there was a nickname for you, Grandma, and Lilo, Bossy Boots, because the three of you are so demanding and so bossy. I mean, you all three of you are very good, but you were very what people would call like a diva. You wanted certain things, you wanted things a certain way, and you know what? That's okay. As long as you're not rude, it's okay to want things and demand things and expect things in life. As long as you're not rude, and as long as your heart's in a good place. But the three of you, you and Grandma, when you would get together and you would call each other Bossy Boots 1, Bossy Boots 2, and then Lilo was Bossy Boots 3 because she's pretty demanding. So when we found this little book, Papa had to order it for you because this is from an old series back in the 70s and the 80s. But I was like, there's a Little Miss Bossy Boots. So here you go, Little Miss Bossy. And you love this book. Here we go. Ready? On Monday, Little Miss Bossy went for a walk. She met Mr. Nosy. Where are you going? He asked. Mind your own business, she retorted. On Tuesday, she met Mr. Noisy. He was singing, noisily, of course. Be quiet, she told him. On Wednesday, she met Mr. Happy. He was smiling, as usual. Take that silly smile off your face, she said. As you can imagine, Little Miss Bossy wasn't very popular, to say the least. Now, little did Miss Bossy realize, but somebody had seen her bossing Mr. Nosy around, and that somebody had seen her bossing Mr. Noisy around, and that self-same somebody had seen her bossing Mr. Happy around. The wizard, whose name, incidentally, was Wilfred, went home thinking. Something really ought to be done about Little Miss Bossy, he thought to himself as he walked along. When he arrived home, he went straight to his library and took down a large red book from a bookshelf. It was rather dusty, and it hadn't been read for quite some time. Let's see now, he said to himself as he settled into an armchair. He turned to page 304. At the top of the page, it said, How to Stop People from Being Bossy. Wilfred the Wizard read the page very carefully, shut the book, and put it back on the bookshelf, and grinned. A particularly wizard sort of grin. The day after, which was Thursday, Little Miss Bossy met somebody who was fast asleep, as usual, Mr. Lazy. Wake up, she said bossily, and prodded him in the tummy. Ouch, protested Mr. Lazy. But behind Little Miss Bossy, Wilfred the Wizard, who had been following her, said something to her under his breath. A wizardly word he'd learned from a page 304. And do you know what happened? Do you? Suddenly, as if by magic, which is true, there appeared on Little Miss Bossy's feet a pair of boots. One minute they weren't there, and the next minute they were. Little Miss Bossy looked down in alarm. They were magic boots, and being magic boots, they could speak to each other. Hello, left, said the right boot. Hello, right, said the left boot. Ready when you are, said right. Right, said left. And off they went. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Faster and faster, marching poor little Miss Bossy along. Little Miss Bossy couldn't do anything about it. Mr. Lazy was very amused. Well done, Wilfred, he chuckled. Wilfred winked a wizardly wink. Those boots marched Little Miss Bossy for 5 miles. She was exhausted. Ready, left, said the right boot. Ready, replied left. Attend, said the right. Shun, said the left. And they came to a halt. Little Miss Bossy was quite out of breath. She tried to take off her boots, but it was impossible. Along came Wilfred. Those, said Wolford, pointing to the boots, are only for people who are too bossy. Make them go away at once, cried little Miss Bossy, stomping her feet. Well, at least she tried to stomp her foot, but the boot wouldn't let her. We're out of stamps, chuckled Right. Left giggled. You will do as I say, shouted little Miss Bossy. Ready when you are, said Right. Right away, replied Left. March. And off they set again. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, for 10 miles. And they stopped again, and along came Wilfred. Make these stupid boots go away, shouted little Miss Bossy. Only if you say the magic word, replied Wilfred. Little Miss Bossy thought and thought and thought again. Please, she said. That's better, smiled the wizard, and he said the wizardly word again under his breath from page 304. The boots disappeared as if by magic. Now then, said Wilfred, sternly wagging his finger, stop being bossy or you know what will happen. Little Miss Bossy nodded, miserably. Very well, smiled Wilfred, and went. And do you know something? From then on, little Miss Bossy was a changed person. Not bossy at all. And you know why, don't you? You know what she's afraid of. Bossy Boots. So Grandma and Grandpa had to get that for you, and I think we put it in your stocking at Christmas one year, Nia. Kenton, we got you plenty of books as well, and Papa will read those over all these videos. I love you both, my Bossy Boots, and Kenton, my Cannonball. We love you, and we miss you.